Europe is a very important player globally when it comes to international economic issues. In terms of a lot of international statistics now, Europe is the leading economy in the world. It has the largest GDP, size of its economy. It's the biggest exporter, the biggest entity that's involved in international trade, and it has increasingly become the regulator of the world when it comes to environmental, labor, consumer, product safety kinds of issues. And so Europe has its own agenda when it comes to international business kinds of issues. The G20 is important for the Europeans because several of the biggest European countries are members of the G20, countries like Germany, France, Italy, and the United Kingdom. And the European Union, which is its own international organization consisting of 27 countries, is the 20th member of the G20. So Europe plays a very big role in this organization and has a fair amount of influence along with the United States, China, and a couple of the other major countries in helping to make decisions there. The Europeans, even though they represent a major power on the economic stage at the global level, there are some differences within Europe. The United Kingdom, for example, tends to have different interests than France and Germany may have. So they often have a difficult time reaching a consensus in what the European position is. That did come out at the two previous G20 summits in November of last year and April of this year, with the British and some of the other European countries having different ideas of what should be done to help to resolve the international economic crisis. The British wanted more spending, more fiscal stimulus. The French and the Germans wanted more regulatory changes being made. In the end, it was a compromise between both of those positions, which came out of the last summit in April of this year. The G20 is very important to the average Pennsylvanian on the street because Pennsylvania is very much involved in the global economy. Last year, Pennsylvania exported about $35 billion worth of goods to the rest of the world. That's an awful lot of money that Pennsylvanians made and Pennsylvanian companies made. And this isn't just big multinationals that have been doing that. There are about 10,000 small companies, small and medium-sized companies in Pennsylvania who were exporting last year. And a lot of Pennsylvanians work for these smaller companies and are very much dependent on what happens in the global economy. One more thing that many Pennsylvanians might find interesting is that there are about 250,000 people in Pennsylvania who work for a foreign company. Companies who have come to Pennsylvania, built factories, started companies here. About 250,000 Pennsylvanians work for a foreign company. So as the global economy goes, so goes the economy of Pennsylvania. So to the extent that the G20 can reach some sort of agreements that will help to improve the situation at the global level, then Pennsylvania stands to benefit as well.